Have you ever wondered how one shot can turn the entire NBA inside out?
Irving for the win! A southpaw finish from Kyrie Irving!
Ever seen a dunk so vicious that it was able to shake up the league?
Utah, Edwards gets it back and threw it down and one!
Or how about a play executed so well that not even the basketball gods themselves can stop it?
Sometimes taking a little bit longer.
After watching hundreds of hours of games from the 2024 NBA season, analyzing all the ins and outs, and scrutinizing all the different scenarios that have taken place, I've uncovered something about the Warriors. Just how deadly are they this year? Are they just pretenders, or are they true contenders? This is just some of the stuff I'll be going over in today's video, and at the very end of it all, I'll be sharing my honest thoughts on whether they can really take home the 2024 NBA championship.
Curry comes free, gets the ball, puts up a three-pointer. Bang! Steph Curry nails a three-pointer.
So, buckle up your seatbelts, switch your cell phones to airplane mode, and crank up the volume because trust me when I say you won't want to miss even a single second of this video. Before we jump into the thick of things and why the Warriors are still grinning, let's take a peek at what's been cooking with the Warriors lately. On a Wednesday night, March 13th, the Warriors stood ready to face Luka Magic and the Dallas Mavericks. Unfortunately, the Warriors were missing their superstar Steph Curry, sidelined with an ankle injury. Adding to their troubles, Grin, sensing the impact of number 30's absence, said, "No Steph, no shot," and decided to sit out much like he did back in 2020. So there they were, the Warriors, suddenly the underdogs, facing a Mavericks team that was favored by 8.5 points according to ESPN's odd makers. As the game kicked off, those predictions seemed pretty accurate. Whether it was Kyrie Irving working his magic or Luka Doncic doing his thing, the Mavericks were having their way, getting whatever they wanted, whenever they wanted.
Drifting almost out of bounds on that shot. Now Trace Jackson-Davis up in the air.
And with everything going their way, you could tell they were really enjoying themselves. But it seems like Kuminga caught a glimpse of Luka's smirk because, oh boy, did he respond with a vengeance or what? No defensive strategy from Jason Kidd could stop JK's onslaught. The dude was on a mission to score, and he wasn't going to take no for an answer.
When he saw that end, he's been out of the rotation the last 3 games, but with
from beyond the arc, in the mid-range zone, right at the hoop, or at the free throw line. The Warriors' 7th overall pick from 2021 had the Mavericks screaming out in agony. If there was any doubt before, it's crystal clear now. Kuminga has become a cold-blooded murderer.
Quick layup, Kuminga.
Scoring 27 points that night, he outdid both Luka and Kyrie, which really speaks volumes. Even though the Warriors, short of key players, ultimately didn't win this game, one thing became clear. With Kuminga rising on the occasion and with Steph Curry's return on the horizon, the NBA had better watch out. And luckily for them, the floppers were next in line, and despite them being favored by 1.5 points, it was obvious to everyone watching they were stepping into a storm. And that's not an exaggeration, because that first half looked like a scene out of Infinity Wars. Kuminga picked up exactly where he left off, channeling Denzel Washington in Man on Fire. But this time, he wasn't alone. He had 2 assassins by his side, and they both just happened to be hotter than fish grease on this particular night.
Thompson, little fake. Klay Thompson red hot here in the first half.
On the flip side, LeBron, shouldering the Lakers as per usual, was like raging with frustration. No matter his Herculean efforts, the Warriors were relentless, like a swarm of mosquitoes on a hot summer evening. I mean, imagine pushing yourself to the limit only to see the opposition effortlessly sinking one long-range bomb after another. It's no wonder why he wanted to join the Warriors. The game's second half was pretty much a repeat of the first. LeBron was pushing himself so hard, I was almost expecting him to get a leg cramp and needing to be carried off the court again. I mean, he was nearly outperforming his entire team single-handedly. If that's not the definition of carrying a team, then I don't know what is. Meanwhile, for the Warriors, it was business as usual, with their strength in numbers approaching full swing. One moment, it's Steph making magic, the next it's Kuminga dominating, and then someone else jumps in to keep the momentum going.
Ball on the drive, feels a little contact falling away. He's been doing that for...
The scoreboard read 128 to 121 at the buzzer. The following game was a trap for Golden State. Riding the wave of their victory over the Lakers, the Warriors might have gotten a bit too comfortable. With the Knicks missing Julius Randle and OG Anunoby, Golden State took their foot off the gas pedal before the game even began. The Knicks saw their chance and took it, especially one player in particular.
To us in our conversation with him, and you can even see as the three goes from there.
Enter Miles McBridge. Normally, he averages around 6 points per game, but on this night, he morphed into the embodiment of Steph and Curry, raining down threes at the Chase Center like it was the start of a civil war.
Here's McBride. He'll take the three off the dribble and hit it. Miles McBride.
There's plenty to dissect from this game, but the defining moment for me was when the Warriors, once trailing by 15, could have slashed the deficit to just 2, but unfortunately, Draymond Green fumbled the ball. He's probably feeling sick to his stomach over that costly error. But hey, on the bright side, at least he didn't fumble the bag. Anyway, it was such a messy game that hardly merits a recap, but now let's move on to the good stuff. Just how deadly are the Warriors? Are they just pretenders, or are they true contenders? And can they really take home the 2024 NBA championship? Well, here's the deal. By the time playoff season rolls in, the Warriors won't just have one superstar, they'll have 2. We all know the magic Steph Curry brings to the court, but I'm not sure the NBA has fully caught on to how incredible Kuminga has become. And here's the perfect example to show. Take Jaylen Brown, for instance. He made the All-NBA second team last season and is likely to be an All-NBA player again this year, shooting 50% from the field, 35% from beyond the arc, and 70% from the free throw line, all while averaging 23 points per game. Those are superstar stats. They may not scream MVP, but they're definitely in the superstar realm.
Gets another one courtesy of Tillman. It goes and one.
Now, Kuminga's stats for the season don't fully capture the essence of his current game because his breakout has been recent. Yet if you zoom in on his last 10 games, the story changes.
Kuminga soaring! Oh, man!
We're talking 21 points per game with a 54% field goal rate from the field, 42% from three-point land, and an impressive 83% from the free throw line. Now, I hear some of you whispering, but 10 games is just a glimpse, right? Well, let's widen the lens to the last 34 games, starting from the dawn of 2024.
Kuminga!
The numbers, slightly lower, remain strikingly consistent. So here's the takeaway. Kuminga might not be decorated with awards just yet, but his performance is undeniably at a superstar level right now. This means the Warriors have not one, but 2 dynamites ready to explode any game into their favor. Next off, let's break down something exciting. The Warriors have a real shot at making it to at least the Western Conference Finals, and I fully expect them to get there. Now, if you're thinking I've lost it, just hear me out. Here's how it could unfold. Currently, the Warriors are in the 10th spot. However, considering the strength of their schedule leading up to the play-in tournament, I predict they'll climb to the 8th seed. That sets them up for a showdown with the Mavericks in the play-in. My bet? The Warriors clinch that game and secure the 7th seed for the playoffs. Meanwhile, there's a fierce battle for the number 1 seed, and my money's on the Nuggets coming out on top. This scenario would place OKC and the Timberwolves as the 2nd and 3rd seeds. So, as the playoffs kick off, the Warriors would face these teams in the first 2 rounds. Neither OKC nor the Timberwolves are easy outs, but I'm confident the Warriors will conquer both series. On the flip side, the Nuggets, if they snag that number 1 seed, are likely facing either the Suns or the Lakers in the first round, followed by a clash with the Clippers in the second round. Securing the top seed grants them home court advantage throughout the Western Conference playoffs, but their path looks more daunting. They're still expected to come out on top in those matchups, but the real question is the toll it'll take on Nikola Jokic. How fatigued will he be after those battles? If this scenario unfolds, which I currently see as a toss-up with a 50-50 shot of happening, My prediction is the Warriors taking down the Nuggets in a gripping 7-game series. And then, if the Celtics end up facing the Warriors in the finals, I'm betting on Golden State to become champions once more. Because despite Boston's impressive record, I've watched them play closely throughout the season, and in crucial moments, they make 2 fatal mistakes. First, they still can't drive left. And second, they tend to rely on a my turn, your turn strategy. Against a team as cohesive and strategic as Golden State in the playoffs, such an approach isn't going to work, which is what happened in 2022. It's only March, and yes, the Warriors are currently in the 10th spot, but let's not get it twisted. The West is completely stacked, and that's masking how formidable the Warriors really are. Their record doesn't truly reflect how good they really are. Labeling them as pretenders, that's a mistake no team would want to make. Because let's be honest, no matter who you're rooting for, facing this team in the playoffs isn't on your wish list. They might not be the outright favorites like back in 2017 and 2018, but Golden State definitely has a clear path to the finals. If they secure the 7th seed after the play-in, I'm betting on them to make a championship run again this year. And there's something else I haven't touched on in this video. Trace Jackson Davis. We're always going on about Kuminga, but did you know TJD is making history too? If you're scratching your head wondering what I'm referring to, then you definitely need to check out this video right here.